We have the Eagles' final practice footage before heading out to LA tomorrow, where they will be without Fletcher Cox. An update on how Philadelphia plans to attack Matthew Stafford and that Rams offensive line. Also, we have the latest on Cooper Kupp. Will he be on a pitch count? And Bradley Roby. Nick Sirianni's hinting that Roby might actually play this weekend. There's also an interesting report on whether Philadelphia actually called about Randy Gregory. If you believe the source, though. And finally, Philadelphia's game plan to slow down Aaron Donald. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. The Eagles are going to be heading to La La Land tomorrow, but they got one final practice in, a slow walkthrough at the NovaCare Complex today. You're seeing some of that up on your screen right now. You'll notice, even though you can't really tell from this wide angle, but no Fletcher Cox. He is officially out. He will not be playing for Philadelphia in this one, and it's honestly his first game he's going to miss. That's not like a resting, meaningless game since 2017. He's not missed a game due to injury since, 4-5 years ago? Unbelievable how long it has been since Fletcher Cox has not been out there for Philadelphia for anything other than resting on a meaningless game late in December, early in January. And Philadelphia, as Zach Berman states in this tweet you see on your screen right now, gets to have a good look at their early young investment of defensive tackles they've been trying to bring in to replace Fletcher Cox. We're talking about Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Milton Williams, who Philadelphia spent 2 firsts on, a third and 2 fourths, and 2 fifths in order to hopefully bolster that defensive tackle spot and have replacements who are good enough to replace Fletcher Cox when he inevitably is out with an injury, or whenever he ends his Philadelphia tenure as he's on the final year of his deal. And I think the Eagle defensive line will be just fine. It's not the best Ram offensive line, so they should be able to still get pressure, but it will be kind of fun to see what rookie Carter, young guy Jordan Davis, obviously Milton Williams, you throw in guys like Contavious Street, what can they do without Fletcher Cox on Sunday? Now, the other veteran pass rusher, who obviously is playing on Sunday, is Brandon Graham, and Josh Tolentino points out that he has a chance to tie Brian Dawkins on Sunday for the second most regular season games played in franchise history, number 183. He's only 5 behind. Look at that. David Akers, your all-time leader in Eagles games with 188. Thumbs up for BG getting 183. And here's to hoping he stays healthy enough to get to 188 in just a couple of weeks. In terms of other injury updates, Cooper Kupp, Diana Rossini has been following this story the entire week. She says, quote, he will play against the Eagles barring any setbacks. The Rams are being cautious, though, keeping him on account at practice. I'm told he's felt good enough to extend the football, even making a one-handed grab, end quote. And that's kind of the final update we're going to get. He will play. Will he be on a pitch count, though, during the game? Pitch count during practice. Does that mean he's going to play 80% of the snaps? 50? 30? Who knows? I have no idea. But the fact that he's going to be back out there is a great test for an Eagles secondary that is also getting healthy with Justin Evans and obviously Sidney Brown coming back, but an Eagles secondary that has struggled against the pass. That's their worst part, probably the entire football team, is they've given up the most passing touchdowns through 4 games, and they've also, 27th in the league in passing yards allowed? They have a really, really big test on Sunday. I'm excited to see them rise to the challenge, because if they perform well, you can say it was against both Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And Nick Sirianni was asked about Bradley Roby during his press conference this morning, and while I didn't think they'd elevate Roby until a couple of weeks to make sure he had time to kind of learn the defense, hasn't played football in over a month, obviously sitting out, not being at any training camp. Nick Sirianni, he didn't say he wouldn't play.
Yeah, I mean, without giving up too much information, we feel like he's done a nice job getting to know his teammates, getting to know the defense, and we feel good that where he is right now. Getting himself, I know he's been working out, but it's still different when you're out there playing football. So, with pads on, with the spike, everything. And so, but we feel really good about where he is, and we're really happy, again, really happy with him. And
that's classic Nick Sirianni. He likes to kind of hold things close to the vest, but I think it's very clear they're going to move James Bradbury back to the outside because, of course, you're playing Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. He'll be alongside Darius Slay, and your nickel cornerback will most likely be a combination of Sidney Brown, as we mentioned. He's back. And probably Roby. Now, is Roby ready? He says he is. He looks good out there wearing number 33 at practice yesterday and this morning. I'm excited to see what he can do, see if Philadelphia got a steal in signing him to a 1-year deal, but he still has not a lot of time to learn this defense. Let's hope he doesn't look lost out there against a vaunted Rams passing attack. Now, an interesting headline that I saw yesterday on Twitter, and I watched the part of the Dan Zelo show on Jakib Sports to get the information on this, which I know how you guys feel about Dan. A lot of us are not big fans because he doesn't seem to be an Eagles fan, whether he has Bucks gear behind him, University of Miami. I don't want to rip the guy, but still, he's not the most trusted source in my opinion, but he actually went out and said that Michael Irvin told Dan Zelo the Eagles are among 3 teams interested in signing Randy Gregory, who was recently released by the Denver Broncos in a very surprise cut a couple of days ago. Now, Zelo mentioned it's the 49ers, Philadelphia, and the Cowboys who have all made these calls, according to what he said was Michael Irvin telling him personally, and whether you believe him or not is irrelevant, but the question is, did Philadelphia actually do it? And Yeah, probably did. Honestly, I mean, come on. This is what Howie Roseman does. He checks in on people. Does it mean that they're super interested, that they're gonna sign Randy Gregory? Probably not. But it is interesting that Philadelphia, after spending a lot of the offseason adding more pass rushers in Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, would want to go get another one in Randy Gregory. Now, I'm familiar with the Randy Gregory situation. Signed a massive deal with the Denver Broncos after kind of spurning the Dallas Cowboys. Denver released him a couple of days ago due to either lack of production or butting heads with head coach Sean Payton, or a combination of the two. And while he was considered at one point one of the better pass rushers in the league, he's going into his sixth or seventh year since being drafted in 2015, and his stats, they aren't that great. I mean, the most sacks he ever had was 6 in 2018 with Dallas, 1 this season, 2 in Denver last season, and then of course 6, like I mentioned, in 2021 and 2018 with Dallas. I'm not really keen on signing this guy. I mean, sure, more pass rushers the better. I'm never going to say no to going ahead and getting another pass rusher in Philadelphia. And listen, Howie Roseman's going to make a phone call about everybody, right? If they're going to trade for Justin Fields, he would probably at least pick up the phone and talk to the Bears about making a deal. Obviously, I'm joking, but you get my point, right? He always makes these kind of moves. But I'd be very surprised if he does make this move for Randy Gregory. Not to say that Dan is incorrect and the Eagles haven't sniffed around, but calling and signing are two very different things. Would you guys want to kick the tires on Randy Gregory? I guess he's getting all that Denver money, so you could sign him on a really cheap one-year deal if he wants to play for a winner and go on another prove-it deal. And if you want to sign him away from the 49ers and the Cowboys, that makes sense too. Let me know what you guys think down below right now. Now, speaking of pass rushers, Philadelphia plays the greatest one in maybe NFL history in Aaron Donald on Sunday, and they do it without their starting right guard and Cam Jurgens. Sua Opeta, though, he was asked about facing Aaron Donald, and he seems pretty confident. Listen to this, quote, "When you're getting in and playing well, your confidence shoots up. I'm confident in my own ability to play, so it's cool. I get to go out there and go up against Aaron Donald," end quote, which you like to hear. Good for him. Doesn't mean he's going to be fantastic. Doesn't mean he's going to be perfect against Aaron Donald. But in 24 snaps last week against the Washington Commanders, who have a very good defensive line, very good defensive tackles, Opeta didn't give up a quarterback hurry and didn't give up a quarterback sack. And so I feel very confident in Sua Opeta. Why shouldn't you? And hopefully Philadelphia has some stunts and some schemes and can rotate their protection to have Jason Kelce help out Sua Opeta when he needs to, and they can double team Aaron Donald as often as possible. Where are you guys at on this game? Give me your score prediction down below. I think Philadelphia might give up some points, and their defense needs to prove to me otherwise, because they have given up a ton of points the past couple of weeks. But my expectation is a shootout. My expectation is Philadelphia wins in the end. I'm going to go 31-27 Eagles. Give me your score prediction in the comments section. Now, one final note from this weekend. You saw the Washington Commanders lose to the Bears last night, which was very predictable after their, heartbreaking overtime loss to us, divisional rival, on the road. Turn right back around, overlook the winless Bears, and then struggle. But Philadelphia has a chance to go not only 5-0 with a win on Sunday, but if Dallas loses what is a very losable game on the road against the 49ers on Sunday Night Football, this NFC East is blown wide open. The Giants are trash. They obviously have no offense. The Commanders are a mess. And the Cowboys could have 2 losses already on a schedule. Philadelphia could be way up in the loss column. And even though they have a really tough schedule coming up that we've talked about, this is very, very interesting, and why Philadelphia must win on Sunday to further not only pad the NFC East, but keep their chances alive of being the #1 seed and making the entire playoff race and road to the Super Bowl go through Philadelphia. We have plenty more stuff happening in the next couple of days and weeks. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who subscribed yesterday. We went from like 19,900 subs to 2,100 subs, and we're 20,100 subs. We've hit 20K, which is, it's unbelievable, right? I started this channel, a little bit, what was it, less than a year ago, I think, because it was end of October, November when I even started thinking about it, but this has grown to be, something that I really enjoy. I hope you guys follow it and love it and enjoy it too. From my heart to yours, 20,000 subs is incredible, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. All time today on this edition of the Thomas Mott Show. I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy your weekend.